Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Jared and welcome to the channel. Today, I've got another laptop review for you all. We're checking out another amazing laptop. This is the ASUS ROG Zephyrus G14 2024 edition. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, Jared, the 2025 models with those amazing new RTX 5000 series GPUs are coming out soon. And yeah, you'd be right. But don't sleep on the older version just yet. This G14 still delivers a lot for gamers, so stick around to find out why this might be a great laptop for you. Let's look at the build of this thing. First impressions looking at it, I think this thing is absolutely sleek. I'm a big fan of the color, and overall, the design just looks and feels very premium. The Zephyrus G14 sports a premium aluminum chassis. It's built with the aluminum alloy 6063, and it gives it just a really solid, well-crafted feel. Moving on to the port selection, I think for the most part, ASUS has the essentials covered here. On one side, we've got the ASUS Slim Power Jack. We have one HDMI 2.1 input, one USB-C port, one USB-A port, and we have the headphone jack. Checking out the other side here, we have a micro SD card reader, another USB-C port, and another USB-A 3.2 port. And then up top on the front here, we have our 1080p camera in case you're looking to utilize this for any sort of streaming, recording, or video calls, anything like that. The one thing that I feel like we're missing here, though, is an Ethernet port. I've said this before, and I understand that this is maybe just personal preference, but I think that any laptop that is marketed as a gaming laptop should have an Ethernet port to allow gamers at least the option to hardwire in for the best connection possible. But I also understand that this does go against the slim and portable design that some of these manufacturers like to utilize, so I guess it's really just give and take. But at least this does come with Wi-Fi 6E, so we're still able to get a solid wireless connection. Aside from all of that though, as I previously mentioned, I think ASUS did a really good job covering the essentials for this laptop. Checking out the keyboard on this thing, pretty standard affair here. Nothing overly special to call out. The keyboard does have decent key travel though, and it feels comfortable enough for some of those longer gaming sessions. But let's be real. The star of the show on this laptop is the display. This laptop comes with a 14-inch OLED panel, which is absolutely beautiful. With a resolution of 2880 by 1800, everything on this looks incredibly sharp. And the 120 Hz refresh rate makes gaming on this incredibly smooth. And with a brightness of up to 500 nits, you can use this laptop in all situations. So whether you're utilizing this laptop for gaming or consuming media, this screen is a real treat. And the best part, all of this is packed into a super portable package. The G14 weighs in at just 3.31 pounds, and it's only 0.63 inches thin, so you can easily toss this in your bag and take it anywhere. Now, as with most laptops, especially gaming laptops, it's really the hardware on the inside which counts. If you were to buy this from Best Buy, you would find that the G14 comes in two main configurations and both pack a punch. The model that I own, which I will largely be speaking to, is the cheaper option just for your reference moving forward. So starting with the processor, both models are rocking the AMD Ryzen 9 8945HS processor. This is a solid CPU with 18 cores and 16 threads, so it's capable of handling intense gaming and most demanding creative tasks. Looking at the RAM, this model here comes with 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM, which is clocked in at 6400 megahertz. The big bummer with the G14 is that the RAM is soldered onto the motherboard and there's no additional slots. That means that you cannot upgrade it down the line. So if you think that you might need more memory in the future, you'll want to consider the more expensive model, which comes with 32 gigs of RAM. Now for a lot of us, the GPU is what really matters. This model specifically is sporting the GeForce RTX 4060. It's a solid mid-range GPU that can handle most modern games at respectable settings. But if you're wanting something even better, The higher end model comes with the 4070, so that may be something worth looking into. And then as we look at storage, both models come with the 1 TB NVMe SSD for storage, giving you decent space for your games, files, and medias. But another downside of the laptop is that there's no extra slot for expansion. So if you're looking to upgrade your storage, your only option here is to replace the current SSD with a larger one. So between the two models, you definitely have options to suit different needs and different budgets. Just remember that RAM limitation. It's definitely something to consider when making your decision. But hardware doesn't mean anything if it doesn't perform, so let's check out what this laptop can handle.
I am strengthened for battle by the eye of Agamotto. I am sorcerer's power from the one below all. I have tagged a foe. Fear Magneto! By the hoary hosts of Hulk.
Double KO! Slide bone. You're halfway there. Keep going!
Got movement.
The bounty target's gone dark. We lost the contract.
Cancel that waypoint. Hostile shooter.
To myself now.
For games where I value FPS, I was getting decent numbers. On Marvel Rivals, I was playing on low settings, and I was getting between 80 to 90 frames per second throughout the whole match. This was definitely more than good enough to get 25 eliminations, win the match, and nab another MVP. And then on Warzone, even though my performance wasn't great, the laptop handled well. I was playing mostly at low settings, and I was getting between 90 to 100 FPS for the whole match. But then we have games where the FPS may not be as important. In a lot of single player games, while performance matters to an extent, a lot of gamers truly value the visuals. When I was checking out Horizon Forbidden West, I set the graphics to the highest settings, and even though this gameplay was very early on in the game, I was consistently sitting above 60 FPS. So those single player games should play well, but even more important, they'll look absolutely beautiful on that OLED screen. So all in all, pretty respectable numbers here. I don't really have any complaints on the performance, and the games looked absolutely great on that OLED panel. But once again, this is me utilizing the model with the 4060, so if you're wanting even better numbers than what I showed, you could always opt for the 4070 model. So that wraps up our look at the 2024 ASUS ROG Zephyrus G14. Honestly, this little machine really impresses me. I think it's a fantastic blend of power, portability, and style. It has that gorgeous OLED display, it has a punchy Ryzen 9 processor, and a capable RTX 4060, or 4070 if you go for the higher end model, and I think it really makes it a great choice for both gamers and creators that are on the move. But let's not forget the downsides. The soldered RAM is a definite drawback, so choose your configuration wisely. And while the single SSD slot isn't ideal, I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker for most users. So ultimately, if you're looking for a premium and portable gaming laptop with a stunning display and strong performance, the 2024 G14 is definitely worth considering. And yes, although the 2025 models are on the horizon, those are going to come with a pretty hefty price tag. You're potentially looking between $2,000 to $3,000. Whereas this machine still offers incredible value, especially if you can snag it at a good price. The less expensive model, which once again the one that I have, has been as low as $1,200, and your more expensive model that comes with that 4070 and the 32 gigs of RAM has been as low as $1,649 on Best Buy. So if you see either one of these models on sale as they're being phased out, I really think you should consider it. But what do you think? Is this still a great gaming laptop to consider? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on more tech reviews and gaming content. Thanks everybody for watching, and game on.